Hey everyone, Mo Twister here. Just as long as my guy Yuuki here is talking about Jenny Kim, then I'm all over this podcast. You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Let's kill this love!
After 3 long years,
Welcome back, Commander.
here we are again.
Say what?
Again with the angst, the controversy, and wit that can withstand anything or anyone it's up against. Here to give you the scoop about K-pop and other crap you can think of, the prima donna of K-pop radio is back. Better, stronger, and well, he's still the rowdy asshole everyone expects him to be. Thy kingdom come! Welcome the evil stepchild of SLR the podcast, the Kingdom Podcast. And here he is, the man of the hour, the best among the rest, and your resident K-pop critic, the voice, DJ Yuuki.
Welcome to the podcast. This is something new that we're gonna do here on the Kingdom Podcast, which is like an off-air, off-stream episode where my friends and I are just gonna talk about everything K-pop and probably like a non-K-pop topic, like on the show. We're gonna do this like probably every week, like once a week. So we're gonna post 2 episodes for you guys. It's gonna be like 1 live episode and then 1 off-air episode, which is what's going on right now. So it's going to be released soon, but this is recorded on the 2nd of July 2020. My name is Yuuki. Welcome to the Kingdom Podcast. I'm with my good friends Julia and Jason here. Julia, Jason.
Hello!
So yeah, we were just actually talking about this, and we actually planned on like releasing
planning
on just plan on a plan. We're just planning on releasing the episode, and we were just talking about a lot of K-pop and a lot of very sensitive K-pop topics, and it was like, this is a podcast episode. Why can't we just like record it? Because this is what we were planning to do, right? So like 1 off-stream, off-air episode, and then 1 live episode. So the live episode is really going to take like more of our time. It's going to be for like 3-4 hours, like depending on who the guest will be and what the topics will be, because it's going to be a longer episode, like a live episode will tend to drag longer kasi people are tuning in, people are expressing their ideas, their answers to the questions, and we tend to read them out so that people like that didn't catch the live stream will be able to listen to it and probably listen to like other ideas, kasi most of them have their own ideas on the topics, and it's good to listen to other answers to those topics. But this episode, this format, which is like an off-air episode, won't drag on like more time. Because like Julia, Jason, and I, we've been talking for like an hour now, and that's a whole episode already, because that's what we're planning. Like, just a talk show with probably commercials. What? What do you mean? With probably commercials.
Just wanted to say it.
Fuck you. With commercials and, just pure on talk. Well, yung podcast naman on demand, it's just pure on talk. But we're not going to play any music. We're not going to play anything. Just you and me and Jason and Julia, and yeah, it's gonna be fun because we were talking about just like a lot of K-pop shit, and I'd like for you guys to hear it, because I think this is a way for us to like probably you guys to get to know the team, because like we really have our own ideas. How we banter on air, how we banter on Twitter. If you guys follow us on Twitter, speaking of Twitter, you can follow us on Twitter. It's at Kingdom Podcast _ for Jason here, it's at Rian the World. That's RIANTHEWORLD. For Julia here, it's at Lenlenlia. That's LENLENLIA. And for me, at Yuukmeister on Twitter. So yeah, we were just talking about something about Luna, right? And we were talking about like a toxic K-pop like fandoms.
communities.
Yeah, communities,
Not
right?
really fandoms. It's
Just the community in general.
people.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah.
That's really edgy.
Aren't they like aren't we always edgy? Like we haven't really grown out of that yet, right? I mean,
No, I mean we've been going. I know it's like it's it's like warfare now.
yeah, we can consider it as warfare, right? It's been
Like you post as some other fan, then you say something stupid.
and then we're just alam mo yun,
Yeah, we're just haha.
we're bound to accept it kasi like that's how it is, things like that. And we really need like as a community, like we really need to grow out of that. Like I mean, it's I feel like we're still dubbed as outcasts when it comes to the pop culture community. Like because the pop culture community is very huge, it's very large, right? There's pop music, like Western pop music, and then there's K-pop, and then there's J-pop, and then it's a lot. But like K-pop is so freaking famous right now, but yet here we are. Like I just feel like we're really just being outcasted still, even with the successes of like your size and your BTSs and your Super Juniors and like whoever you want to throw in the conversation, right? I mean, there's a lot of K-pop success like worldwide, but why do I feel like I'm still being outcasted by most of the people?
Sir weirdo.
No. Am I like? Don't you feel that, you guys? Don't you feel like we're being outcasted still?
Actually, we're like
Yes.
the majority. We're like the majority now.
We're the majority now.
Mm-mm.
Like the
Yeah, at
K-pop
this
fans.
point, we're the majority.
But yeah, I was thinking of that as well. Like, do we like still have that mystique where is that Julia's fan?
Yes. Hihinaan ko ba?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Okay.
Do we have that kind of like personality still?
The what?
The like that I'm still like we need to protect our blah blahs, and like already that's a given, but like don't you feel like when we compare ourselves to like the pop culture, the pop community, where you have your bands and your solo acts and your girl groups, the Little Mixes, the Ariana Grandes, Demi Lovatos, whatnot. It's like as a K-pop fan, I feel like we're still being outcasted. Is it because of us having that kind of quote unquote sensitive attribute in lack of proper term?
Not really. We were just talking about people being insensitive.
Yeah.
Were we?
Pick a
Sorry,
side.
I did the intro. Sorry, were you talking about something?
You just brought it up, like people being edgy on the internet and red flagging, where you
Oh yeah, right.
you,
Yeah, because we
you
were talking about
you try
the stands.
this if you wanted if he something like that under a person's death, if he
Yeah.
stand
Yeah.
blank.
And there's also this stigma kasi on Filipino fans na if you look at it naman, people think that we're cringy, shit posters like that. And let's be honest here. People do not enjoy, especially Filipinos, they do not enjoy looting their idols or
Yeah.
like see them in a very perverted way.
Not
That's
really.
fine.
I mean, that's wrong, but
Yeah, I know it's
you
wrong.
you
But some
kinda
people
ano,
actually do it. People are open
yeah.
with it. Sa PH lang, mostly
Like
hindi.
there's a difference between looking at them
objectively,
as a person,
Yeah.
as a person, right?
yeah, because
And like whole ass sexualizing them.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Because we were just talking about like I was putting Mamamoo as an example because like Julia here is a big Mamamoo fan.
Yes.
Jason's a Mamamoo
Yes.
fan. I'm a Mamamoo fan, and like we were talking about how Solar shows off her body like a lot, touches her boobs on stage, touches her members' asses, on stage. Like they do that for the most of their K-pop lives, like being an idol and everything. And yet here we are, like our idols, like because they're idols and we idolize them. Our idols, like already acknowledge the fact that they're doing a lot of
sexy.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of sexy things,
Yeah, basically they're sexy.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, that like and their label, or probably I don't know how it works out there, but like their management or their label I can't say that they accept that, or I can't say that they support that, but it's happening on a regular basis. So you can only assume that they're okay, fine, they're cool with that. But why we as K-pop fans, why can't we kind of, accept it?
Atidi.
Yeah, right.
Close my eyes. I do not see.
I think one of the reasons is they wanna baby those idols. Like they want them to be pure, perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
and
be
that's
good
like
examples.
a backwards.
Like, OMG, people grow up. These people are humans, and these people have lives of their own, and they are probably older than you.
Yeah.
So stop
It's
babying
actually
them, please.
it's going ass backwards.
It's a frustration for myself, like for example, right? Because like when it comes to the podcast, like I feel like the podcast is very edgy. I feel like the podcast is very controversial. It still is. It always was. And we tend to talk about like a lot of things that other podcasts don't talk about.
And it's not even the heavy stuff yet.
Yeah, it's not even the heavy
honestly.
stuff yet, right? I mean, we can talk about how like blank died, and that would be super heavy and super difficult to talk about because it's a very sensitive topic, and I feel like because I don't have that kind of mentality which that idol had, I couldn't totally understand what they're going through. So I'm not in any kind of position to say my piece about it, right? So those are the heavy topics that we tend to not talk about on the show. But then here comes like probably like a lewd, sexual, not really sexual, but sexy topic, more or less like rated R18, very like sexy topic, yet we're talking about it in like a tame manner. It's like, for example, like
I think the manner like matters so much, the way you deliver it. But even then, like talking about it maturely, it's still like, oh no, I close my ears.
Right. Even if we talk about it in like not in a creepy kind of way, people or like most of the people in the community still think of it as like, oh my god, like they're talking about her boobs, which she blurted out on like in their concert, like we were putting Solar as an example. Like she's a perfect example, right? Solar is so beautiful, she's so talented, she has a stunning body, and yet we don't want to as fans like acknowledge that, even though she's like blurting it out there. Like Solar already posed like in her tidy whities at one point, right? I don't know if you've seen that, Jason. I'm pretty sure Julia have seen that, right, Julia? Oh, see? So I don't know if you've seen that, Jason, but she posted in her like bra and panties like at one point, like in the past, like even in like You're the Best era, I think that was it. Like she was super stunningly beautiful and sexy. Yet we don't acknowledge that. Not that we don't acknowledge that, but we don't want to. I think
Mamamoo is an exception to this, to this topic. I mean, their community, if they're a bunch of grown women,
Yes, and we have LGBT people.
But fair enough, yeah, because
like, a lot.
Yeah.
Pero like, if you talk about other groups like Twice, Blackpink, they're gonna get mad. They're gonna be like, take this down. This is not good for their image. Take this down. We're gonna report you. Pero I think one of the reasons why people don't really want to talk about sexy topics among K-pop groups is because, first of all, in the Philippines, we are a conservative country. Second, sex is not an open topic kasi. Like, you don't usually ask your parents about like, Mom, what do I do with this?
Yeah, that I feel like our parents failed us when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like
it's up to us.
You know, our generation where like we're not supposed to like be super scared of like talking about it with our young ones. Like, okay, not the Tiffany fans, not the young ones Tiffany fans, but like the people the people that are going to be in our generation, like our sons and daughters. Like, it's up to us where we need to be more open with the birds and the bees, because like, you know, I don't want to see my son or daughter getting impregnated in like 13 or 14 because they didn't know crap. Like, you know, like I wouldn't want them impregnated in like below 22, you know. I don't want that.
Let's be
just
honest,
make them,
the education
financially
system in the Philippines
stable.
doesn't really
exactly
have sex ed as it's one of the main topics to be talked
about.
And
we're not.
As a result, when people idolize someone, they're used to like babying them, not like, oh yeah, sure, they'll sexualize them, but to the point na they get mad if the idol wears this kind of clothes. I've read some tweets about that.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
They bash their idols.
Now Mamamoo is not the exception when it comes to that.
No,
they're
not
the
Mamamoo.
topic.
It was actually ITZY. I was surprised.
ITZY?
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
What's the context?
What's the context? Yeah.
There was this Filipino. I forgot what. Midzi, there was this Filipino Midzi. She tweeted about a thirsty tweet about Yeji.
Is she a she?
Yeah, I think it's a she.
Okay.
Say her, and it was like a kind of a thirsty tweet, and people were like, "Oh no, take this down. Oh no, why is she wearing this? Oh no, please remove this."
Ugh.
Like, most of the comments were like about what she wore instead of what the person
said.
Yeah, like it was so funny at the same time. Like,
sad.
It's horrible. Like, guys, I mean, we need to not go through that stage anymore. I've been there. Don't get me wrong. I was the guy who didn't want to look at like Jessica's Miss Korea outfit, you know?
That was still pretty recent.
No, it wasn't, bro. Ano ka ba? That was 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's still pretty recent.
Yeah,
like,
but I didn't.
Attitude-wise.
Yeah, attitude-wise, yeah, it was pretty recent. But you don't see me like bombarding other people to not look at it. You know, I was at around that time, like 7 years ago, because I've been a fan for like 11 years now, right? I've been a K-pop fan for 11 years. So,
and it's not just girl groups then, diba? It's also the boy group.
Exactly. But I wasn't bombarding other people to not look at it. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm just keeping it private for myself. Not that I was doing anything sexual about it, because I find it sad.
One of the problems then with fans of boy groups is, compared to girls, they actually more over-sexualize the guys. Like, for example, BTS.
Like super,
Super Junior. Like, for example, may bulge incident.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, oh my god, let me sit on that. Like, OMG, no, stop.
Do you remember when
it's like both sides of the extremes, right?
Yeah. Do you remember when Yoonho from TVXQ ripped his pants? And everyone went ballistic. Like, wow, so finger dito, finger doon, like,
and like yung
shit, man.
Issue with Namjoon from BTS and Jungkook, yung aksidente napunit yung t-shirt ni Jungkook, and they're like, OMG, thank you Namjoon, oh my god, show that abs. Like,
bruh, that's
I
really
was at the same time
sad,
concerned, kasi most of the commenters were actually younger than me, and I'm
Yeah,
only 19,
right.
and I just saw that like last week.
And here we are at legal ages, Jason and myself, not probably excluding Julia because she's a girl, but there's that double standard where here we are, Jason and myself, being legal age, talking about like appreciating other people's bodies, like in the K-pop industry, and being bombarded with, you're creepy.
I mean, and
Yeah, like
yeah, that's also an issue.
it's one
But
of
at the
the
same
main
time,
problems of female. Like, we're
it
sorry
does
for that.
happen. But I can call it the what do you call it? The advocacy or something. I forgot the word, but the intentions going on the tamer part rather than the big issue about, like, yeah, that's true that there's like double standards when
Yeah.
it comes to women, and I know, but it's also pretty bad for the men too. Like
Yeah.
what Julia's example is one of the
Men are gonna get
It's the
beaten
worst.
if they do it.
Basically,
With Namjoon and
and it's really awkward for them, right? It's awkward for them
Yeah.
too.
Like
But
they had to apologize for the media,
Sure.
I think.
yeah,
But the girls were like, no, it's a blessing. Like,
yeah,
OMG.
right.
Like, all kidding aside, if ever that you guys, because it's an off-air podcast episode, if ever that you guys still haven't got the gist of like the main topic for the show today, the
There's
main
none.
topic is there's none. No, I'm kidding. The main topic is like, is it already the time for us to like mature into like a community where probably rated R topics is like not gonna make us uncomfortable because we're already maturing adults. Like we're veering or going towards that path. So that's the main topic of the show. If you like the show, again, please subscribe to us on Anchor and on Spotify. We'll be right back after this commercial break, so don't go away.
Hey everyone, Mo Twister here. Just as long as my guy Yuuki here is talking about Jenny Kim, then I'm all over this podcast. You're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Let's kill this love!
What's up, simps? How many of you guys use Spotify as your main music or podcast player? On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite songs or shows, this show included, and choose over a variety of artists and podcasters for your listening pleasure. So don't forget to download Spotify on your smartphones, and in the process, follow me on social media so that you'll know when the Kingdom Podcast will be on air. That's Yuukmeister on Twitter and Instagram. See you there!
Hey, this is Jacques, aka Arcady Blog, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for sticking around. So we're back with the topic. Is it already time for us to, mature as a community when it comes to the K-pop industry? Again, you can tweet us on Twitter. You can let us hear your side when you listen to the podcast. Still, we'd be happy to hear it. It's at Kingdom Podcast _ for Julie here. It's at Lenlen Leah. For Jason at Rian the World, and for myself at Beatmeister. So we're gonna go back to the topic. We were talking before I started the show,
case.
right? We were talking, or rather, before we went on the commercial break, we were talking about the BTS case. Going back to the topic. Okay, so Julia, you were talking about that before we went on the break.
With
The
them eating.
the
you're
ripping
eating.
of shirts,
The ripping of shirts
people,
and, yeah.
the
Yeah,
fans
ripping
calling
of
it a
shirts.
blessing. Yeah, there's like
Pero
that's
what's
like
funny rin, in like when a K-pop girl does that, like for example, they're gonna
And
be
they
like,
get
OMG,
hated.
this is, yeah, they get hated.
you can't do that. That's the proper term about that. It's like they're
Like-
doing it in taste and in their own agency, and people are
Yeah.
like no, atidi. Even the fans actually. I'm looking at the
Yeah.
onces.
Yeah, most of the onces are like that.
Yeah,
Don't get
actually.
us wrong. I don't
was-
know about
I
Julia.
was-
I can't say for Julia, but Jason and I were onces. So
we were.
I know once,
Well,
two.
we were,
I love-
yeah.
Oh, really?
I love Twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite song.
Yeah.
is
Twice in your area, right?
Yes.
Okay, like
Kidding
Yeah.
aside.
kidding aside.
Kidding aside.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
we're looking
I've
at you
seen-
once, sis. Yeah.
It's
I
not.
think the reason why women get hit for doing those kind of concepts is because, let's be honest, South Korea is really conservative, like the
Yeah.
Philippines,
Yeah.
and they really want this
Image.
cutesy thing for their idols. Like, yeah,
It's
let's be
basically the
honest,
Maria
most of-
Clara image. You
Yeah,
can correlate like
like-
Prude. Is Prude the?
Sorry.
Is
If you
Prude
look
the?
at all of the girl groups, most of them have this cutesy concept. Like, yeah, they're gonna try a bad girl concept, but it's gonna come out as cutesy pa rin, diba?
Yeah.
Like, it's what they're projecting. I think that's one of the reasons why they get hate if they do a sexy concept. And I think a sexy concept is more acceptable for men, because men, if they take off their shirts, it's okay.
Fine,
but
yeah.
for
Yeah.
female,
It's
they're gonna be
considered
like, oh,
to
do
be
you know,
normal.
Yeah.
value your body. I'm like,
Yeah.
no
Same thing
way.
with the what Yuuki mentioned from the previous episode.
What did I
The
mention?
Somin from Running Man.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah, you're right. Somin from Running Man, because she's like so like very edgy and very like sexual when
edgy,
it
that's
One of the
edgy.
boys.
yeah, not
No,
edgy,
she's
but
like
very
one of the
this is
boys.
very one of the boys when it comes to like
Yeah,
her
and
variety
that's
sense.
a term. That's a term that has to go.
Yeah,
One of the boys.
the one of the boys. Yeah, let's not use that. Probably
I
just
mean,
very.
It's valid.
But you know how
like,
men
in the
are,
reality.
right? You know how
Yeah.
men are. Like
Yeah.
we're very sexual beings. Like more
Really?
testosterone in your body. Yeah, of course. Like well,
Is
we
it?
have that kind of
Citation needed.
citation. Well, we have that kind of like
Adrenaline?
no, we have that kind of
Drive.
not driving,
Asexual.
like
Libi-
image.
Ayun,
There,
libido.
there.
Libido.
Not like proven by science, like but like quote me on this, like the more testosterone you have in your body, the more like that's what makes you a guy, right? So you know, the testosterone really is like kind of like a very sexual hormone as well. So the more testosterone you have in your body, the more libog you are, you know, the more libido you have. Some of them just have that kind of mindset where they weren't exposed in that kind of community where libido is okay or libido is not okay, you know.
Yeah.
Pero like for men, like, and you have it like with taking the top off, like what Julia mentioned. For men, it's
That's
okay,
why-
you know. For women, of course, you know that's not fine, and we
That's
understand
why,
that.
That's why boy groups can't handle doing a choreography without touching their crotch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shout outs to boy groups. Stop doing that.
yeah. Yeah, blame Michael Jackson.
I mean, is it really
Are you
that way?
poking
We're not
Annie?
even. We don't really look at MJ as, you know, the peak of being a man
Fair enough.
in a very toxic
Fair enough.
masculinity way.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're talking about, you
Yeah.
know, that kind of perspective. We don't really, but I don't think it's. Maybe MJ was influenced.
Sorry.
Yeah, just basically influence. Like he just influenced the dance, but it's not. There's already like a ton of varieties of the crotch grab, like in the dance community. Like I can't say for certain, but because Jason here is like a dancer, he can probably
Billie Jean.
say that, right?
Shout outs to Irene.
Yeah. So you know, I can't say like, but there probably Jason, right? There's probably a lot of varieties of the crotch grab already, right?
Yeah.
In a dance perspective.
I don't know. Honestly, we don't do that really.
Well, fair because like you know we tend to more or less
It's
tame
like
it.
Unless
It's
you're doing a
not
dance
really, not
cover,
really.
diba?
It's just not really a good move. It's just a really
And
weird.
it's
Like, bro,
uncomfortable daw.
stop that.
Sabi ng friend ko na dancer, it's very uncomfortable when he does
Really?
that. Yeah.
Why?
Why?
I don't
I like
know.
touching my crotch.
Alone.
Alone. It's not uncomfortable.
No, like try dancing, and you're like,
Yeah, it's just a bad move, but
yeah, it's like he doesn't
There's-
want to be sexualized like that. I think most of the guy groups feel like that.
Can I just say,
it's
someone...
because they incorporate them themselves.
Sorry, something off topic. It's super funny. I was looking at Twitter, right? And then someone liked and retweeted the podcast episode teaser for BTSPH. Her face is like almost edited on like one of the BTS's picture. So she has BTS has her cover photo. That was her picture. It's like just there.
I can't stand fans like that.
No. It's not. It's not. She didn't Photoshop it. She didn't edit it. It's like just the layout of Twitter. And when you look at the photo, it's like
That's
she got
pretty
edited.
witty.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's pretty witty.
That's cute. Pero I think you're photoshopping yourselves with your idol.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think
sad.
another
just
level
like
of solution.
anime fan.
Yeah,
I'll show it to you guys on Discord. But yeah, like we were talking about that as well. Like I feel like for me, like if you get hard or get in the mood for girls, like you get wet or you get hard for like an idol that you saw like crotch grab, or maybe some idol that showed off skin like her bra, like I can name a lot of idols who are already doing that, and you get hard or get wet on that, I feel sad. Because like
it's like
You
you're
kinda
I'm sorry for the insult, but it's like you're a sad, lonely virgin who gets hard watching, not really watching,
I mean-
reading Playboy magazine. It's like that.
I mean,
I understand it
depends
if
on
it's
the
porn.
purpose.
Like I understand if you're watching porn. I mean,
yeah,
porn is
pero
like porn.
idols
Yeah.
like that.
But
I think,
idols that
I
are
think
performing,
they're on the same level with those like anime girls.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know a
think it's on
few.
the
I
same
know a
level
few
like
in
that.
real life. They're
Yeah, I know a few too. I recently had an argument and it
Ugh.
was like, I want my waifus to be real. I'm like,
Yeah.
you sure about that, bro? With that big eyes and small mouth.
and
Are
I
you
know a
sure?
few. They're
Are you sure? Really?
Are you sure about that?
Like he
John
was
Cena.
John
bashing
Cena.
this group as usual, and he was like, "No, my waifus are real." Okay, sir. Good luck grabbing
Okay.
them out of this.
Is it the waifu that's printed on your pillow? I mean, because I see that a lot.
I have that. I have one. I admit I have.
You have
I
one?
use it. Yeah, I have.
You
one.
use it on what?
You have a-
Please.
you have a body
Put
No,
context on that.
yeah, I have a body pillow. My body pillow is actually an anime one. It's from K. It's actually a guy, but he's not naked because I'm not into that. He's
Okay,
wearing
yeah,
a
defend yourself.
Okay.
yeah. He's wearing a butler outfit.
Okay.
And
It's still
there
a
are
body
like
pillow.
I already saw shops selling a variety of one with K-pop idols, and
Oh
I think
my
that's
god.
yeah.
They are real people.
That's cool.
Yeah, like,
no, not really.
No, it's not cool. Like imagine, imagine hugging Jungkook.
That's just insane.
Yeah, it's really insane.
What you can hug?
And-
You can hug Jungkook and say, "Oh, mama."
No,
right?
yeah,
If
but
it's not official, I'm not.
it's
having
not
it.
official. Most of it is
Yeah.
not official. Like you can really tell if it's edited. Like I can
course.
really see.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, it feels sad. It feels sad that as a
Yeah.
community we haven't, matured enough to even
The
talk
problem
about
is
it.
that we have both sides of the extreme.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
too extreme. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like ganun talaga eh. Like when it comes to the
You're
K-pop
either
community,
super
super laid
conservative
back
about
or
your
super
idols,
conservative.
right?
Yeah, and
Like,
one of
bro,
the
stop.
problems too,
Yeah.
like people can actually address anime problems anime stuff that are
Yeah.
problematic in real life
Yeah.
compared to what idols are doing. Like for example, calling an idol gay, a lesbian is considered an insult.
Yeah.
But if you like think of other anime characters like which are really young, like pedophilia is a big no-no compared to homosexual.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
why? Yeah,
Why a
like,
landslide? I mean,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. I think that's one of the main reasons why I identify myself more as a K-pop fan compared as an anime weeb, an anime lover. Because I recently
Don't you
most
call
of the
yourself
time,
something like as an anime fan? What do you call yourself?
yeah, some
Otaku.
people call it
Otaku,
weeb.
right?
No, we don't use otaku. Otaku is an insult na daw.
What the hell?
really?
Yeah,
Didn't we have like
They-
an anime centered
Yeah, it's
magazine
like-
called
it's like the-
Otaku or something?
Otaku Zin, yeah.
Yeah.
Pero I'm sorry for this, pero I don't care if the anime community hates me. I hate them naman. Pero I've recently got into an argument and called someone an otaku, and he took it
lost
as
it?
an offense. Like, no, call me a degenerate weeb. I think that's more
What's a
downgrading
weeb?
compared. Weeaboo is like
Uh,
someone really, really addicted to like
Yeah, to the
Man.
point that
Japanese
it
culture,
disrespects
like-
the culture.
yeah.
Man.
Like Koreaboos, yun yung katumbas niya in Korean stuff.
You know, this is the problem with your generation, Julia. I'm not saying you're
Yeah, it's
part
true.
of it,
Like-
but you are.
Boomer.
I mean, that's Jason. It's your generation as well. This is the problem with your generation. I'm just so glad that our circle is like super in the middle about almost everything. Like we can be laid back about it, we can be conservative about it, but we don't have to be damaging about it. You know, in that
Like
sense,
you don't really have.
it's a problem with your generation. You guys are so freaking sensitive. You can't even palo like a kid nowadays because freaking you'll get arrested or anything. Like even as parents, I feel like
Dalawang babae. Why can't you like listen to Japanese songs and Korean songs and enjoy it both? Like, yo man, get your priorities straight.
well, you can.
Like, why are you hating? Yeah. Like, why are you
Because-
hating on two different mediums? Like, why are you comparing anime to K-pop? Like,
Those are two
Yeah,
different
man.
things. Like they're two
yeah,
different
like
arts.
one doesn't even exist. When one cannot even exist in real life unless you're fucking Sadako or something
Yeah.
comes out of your
I ap-
screen.
You know, I appreciate anime. I totally appreciate anime. I once
Yeah.
dubbed in an anime. You know, that was my job
Yeah,
back then.
same.
It's like I'm trying to understand that why there's still a comparison for them. Like those are very two different arts. Those are very two
Yeah.
like those are fiction and non-fiction. You know, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Those are. And I understand like the appreciation for anime. It's just that like, you know, if you tend to compare it to K-pop, that's something very different from each other. I mean, that's
Yeah,
music to freaking storytelling. I mean, those are two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
insane.
animations, yeah.
Animation, like you can
Anime,
appreciate
yeah.
the story, you can appreciate how it was made, the animation, the hours it took. But you know, K-pop is like that as well. It's just on a very different genre, on a very different, like
And
even a very
actually
different
real people.
dimension. You know,
Can
right?
I imagine comparing and like arguing that one is better than another? If it's like for example J-pop versus K-pop, I would understand.
Yeah.
But anime
Yeah.
versus K-pop, I think you're nuts, pre. I think you should stop jerking off to your 13-year-old waifu and get out of your house, clear your head. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
know
should-
someone like that.
You guys
Yeah.
should know, like you guys really should get out of the house, like.
Get a life, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
understand.
get a job.
I understand the appreciation, but if it comes to like wanting to be like, you know, I'm in a relationship with this. Who? Her name's Sailor Moon. The hell?
Oh
You know?
God, I remember that guy, the Hatsune Miku guy.
Oh no, I don't know.
Like-
I don't know who I'm talking about. I'm just pointing out like examples.
I
because
mean, as long
Yeah, and they
my
were
take
like-
on that is as long as you
you're happy.
don't hurt anyone.
Yeah,
in the
you're
process.
happy, but in the process, you're actually encouraging people to do,
To do
more
it,
questionable
right.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Like,
it depends. It depends.
Pero
Of
sa
course,
bagay,
there's
like Jason
Yeah,
puts up a
and-
point
Like,
eh. As long as you're not like beating
Hurting.
people, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean,
people.
or like
you're not
making
affecting
other
others.
people's
Yeah.
opinions like invalid. That's what most anime fans do. The
And
K-pop
I
fans,
feel like that's how the K-pop community is as well. There are a lot of similarities as well
Mhm.
when it comes to the community. It's just that like people, you tend to look at K-pop, like let's say example, right? You have a pull in the community. You have thousands of followers
Yeah.
and whatnot,
Mhm.
and the followers that you have, of course, tend to, because they're termed followers, they follow you. Like, most of the time they take it like what you're saying as, yeah, that's a good point. That's why I like this guy. That's why I like this girl. So that's why I'm gonna follow that. I mean, that's gonna be my mantra, and that's very damaging to the community. I don't give like an F. I can't give a rat's ass about it. Like what you post on your Twitter account. It's just that like, people don't follow everything that they say. You're entitled to your own opinion, and if your own opinion thinks that this shouldn't happen, then don't follow the stigma. It's just very damning for me that the community won't even mature, even if the idols they've been following already did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just the K-pop community, any community, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
let's
think
blame
that's
our
really
parents.
Yeah, and one of the problems of my generation kasi is like you can't really brag about your faves without dragging someone down. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
that's what I love.
unnecessary.
That's what I love and hate about K-pop trash talkan. You know the page, right?
Yeah,
I love the fact that
I-
you get to trash talk a lot of people, and a lot of people get laughs about it, right? I mean,
Mhm.
because it's satirical. You don't have to. It's satire. Hindi mo dapat siya i-take literally.
Yeah.
Some of the people there say jokes about it, and they're laughing their asses off because they know like what the concept of the page is. But of course, because there's a lot of toxic K-pop fans, they take it in the literal sense, and they think that
Yeah.
they actually think about this for their K-pop
It makes
idols.
they use the place to validate
Yeah, exactly.
their wrong.
Yes, and that's not
Their
good.
feelings.
If you feel
Yeah.
like if you use that page as like a medium for you to express your anger towards an idol or a person in the community, that's very wrong. And that's what I love and hate about it. I love the fact that you can, tell jokes about it, and like I don't need to bat an eye about that person posting about it because it's
Yeah.
supposedly meant to be a joke. But then
Yeah.
most of the posts there aren't a joke anymore, and that's what I hate about it.
Yeah, it's the same stuff over and over again. The same people wanting to prove a point.
Yeah. I think Kenneth Quinto is there still, right?
The problem is that a lot of people support that kind of attitude, right?
Mhm. Kaya rin nauso yung
Like-
cancel culture di ba?
True. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole another.
That's an ano-
No,
that's
it's
a-
like
that's a
it's like
context.
that kasi
That's a
kuya
context.
it's like for example, I hate on Blackpink. For example, I hate on Blackpink. People are gonna
you
bash
find-
me. People are gonna like gonna cancel me because of my opinion.
In that way, yeah, it's pretty, bad. But
Yeah,
for-
but when they do it, like for example, they praise Blackpink and drag other groups down, they're gonna be like, no,
Yeah.
but I praised my idols. I didn't drag anyone down. They don't get canceled. Like, yeah, you posted your opinion, but you really had to drag other people down. Like, you could have stopped it with Blackpink is so good. Like,
Yeah, that's it. No point of
Yeah.
comparison. Just don't compare. You don't have
Like-
to. But
like,
that's
you
how
know,
it is. That's how we do it on the podcast actually.
yeah, it's okay. Pero online kasi
it's
it's
more-
really worse. Like we get it. You get compared by your parents a lot to your cousin Annie, who's better at piano than you. You don't have to take it online and drag others' favorites down because there's a psychological impact on why people are like this. It's also our parents' fault talaga.
But then again,
Yeah.
like if we think about it in the podcast, we talk about it critically, not really
Yeah.
like damning.
it's not.
Yeah, we
It's still
do
funny.
comparisons.
It's still funny.
Yeah, we do comparisons, but not to the point that we drag other
Yeah,
groups down. Like
we don't really
we
insult
compare
other
the
groups.
music,
Yeah.
the structure, and like the context as a group.
We
We're not really
don't
dragging
really
the people.
hate about the people. We're hating about the product.
The product, yeah, and don't get us
Yeah.
wrong.
Pretty much,
That's pretty much the K-pop community, like in general.
responsible consumerism. And the mistake that people are doing is that they're actually hating on the people.
Yeah, like
Because that's how they
a
look at
group-
it. That's
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
they think
Yeah.
we're doing it as well. Like,
because the group, because it's like the face of the company. That's why they hate it. Instead of like hating the company, the producer, if the song
Yeah.
sounds bad, they're gonna hate the group. I think you should hate the group if they were the ones who actually made the song,
Yeah.
produced it, and edited it, diba?
see,
And sang it.
that's a perfect example. Jason doesn't hate Blackpink. He hates Teddy.
I
Yeah.
hate Teddy with all of my heart because of
Yeah.
the scandals.
Yeah.
Pero
Oh, really?
And YG.
yeah.
These guys
Yeah,
hate
YG.
YG and Teddy. Like,
I hate YG. I think if the Pinks were like in a different group, I would have stand them. Yeah.
oh, don't
And then,
you
for
like stand them
example-
like on a casual basis? Don't you like?
No.
Because I was a Blink once. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm still a
not
Blink. But
Blink once, PogChamp.
what's a pug champ? Like a fucking Zoomer? What's a pug champ?
Poggers, boomer.
You're streaming on Twitch. I don't know what
And you
PogChamp
don't know
is.
that?
Nope.
Oh God.
Because I
level-
stream on Twitch
like-
for the pod, not for games, you fucking dillholes.
No.
It's the
Anyway,
face.
anyway.
You research that.
Okay, fine, I'll
Yeah,
research
that's
it.
your assignment for tonight.
Omega Lul.
Yeah.
Check W. Zoomer stick. There's actually cases of kids speaking in that
Oh, like
I
you guys?
use that.
It's really
I use that.
weird.
Like you guys?
I actually use that.
Oh my god.
Pero it's
Don't
like
call
the
me
same
part of the
kasi-
boomers.
See, this is
No, it's
the
like-
problem with hosting this podcast. I'm hosting it with children.
No, you're just too old kasi.
Okay,
I think if
fuck.
it was Ate Ali, me, and Kuya Jason, we'd be fine. Pero you're a boomer kasi.
See, this is a
Don't
mindset,
kick me
like
out,
right,
please.
right, Jason. This is
Don't kick me
an ongoing thing. Like ever since I started radio, ever since I've been friends with you, like regardless kung bago o luma yung papasok dun sa community natin, they're already bullying me.
Yeah,
I
I'm the
love
number
it.
one bully
Yeah,
talaga.
I
I'm
love
the number
it.
one
I love
bully.
it. Don't get me wrong. Like these guys, like tear me apart every single fucking day. But I
Yes.
love them. You guys, you have no idea. You feel like you guys are going back and forth with K-pop fans na ganto ganyan ganyan ininsulto ko ganto ganyan ganyan. You should hear what these people are saying. To me.
Yeah.
You should hear what they're
Yeah.
saying to me, like on a daily basis. If I can record every single fucking insult they've already did, like if they're already done, Julia just joined the
10
podcast
hours.
team for like 2 weeks. Tang ina, bombarding me with, ano ba yan, bobo naman ito, ganito, ganyan.
I've already beaten everyone's
Yes.
ass in bullying, kuya.
Yes,
See?
and
That's why
I agree.
I'm the
But we
best
don't bully.
magne ever.
Yeah, but we don't bully like to degrade, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
we bully
like-
with love, and I feel
Yes.
like that's part of the that's part of the community that I have, the small circle that I have in the K-pop community, where all of us aren't really sensitive people. I can probably name a few in
not
the
really that sensitive is wrong.
I-
It's just
yeah.
well placed.
yeah, well
in well-
placed.
in
yeah.
good
There are
taste.
just sometimes that being sensitive doesn't work kasi eh.
Yeah, it's in
Es-
the
especially
proper
when yeah.
in proper context.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Everything should be done in
in
Yeah,
proper
and like being
context.
conservative, diba?
Yeah, you can be conservative. That's not a problem.
Mm.
It's just that, put it in place, guys. And we should, as a community, try and mature, try and progress. Because our idols are already progressing, you guys. Let's say, for example, one of Jason's ults, right? From Nine Muses. She's expecting,
to Two members already have kids.
Oh, see? Two members already have
and
kids.
Then a member is expecting.
So, imagine, guys, like, they've already had sex, you know? I mean, you can't have... They have... Like, it's not immaculate conception. They're not virgins.
Yeah.
I mean... Crayon Pop married H.O.T. and they already have kids. You're a Running Man fan?
Yeah,
like,
so crazy.
Right? You're a Running Man fan? Gary is already in return. Friggin' A.
Triggered me is yung sa EXO member. One of the EXO members
Chen.
recently got married. Yeah, si Chen.
Right.
I was surprised when a lot of people like
started
got
hating
mad.
on him. Right.
Yeah, like why? What's wrong with your idol getting married and living happily forever for the rest of his life and being a father?
You know, they're getting their needs.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, guys.
Experience that.
You know. Here's the problem. If Chen, let's say for example, Chen, like didn't marry the girl and just left her, everyone will be mad.
Yeah.
And then here comes Chen being a figure of like an example, being a father, and like, you know, still people are hating on them. There's still that kind of double whammy where we're still gonna hate you regardless because you had sex. You know?
Yeah.
Oh no, my idol.
And
we're supposed to have sex,
fun.
you know? We're supposed to have sex, Chen. Why did you have sex with
at the same
another
time,
girl?
why isn't with me?
Yeah, and also I think people won't get mad. Like, let's be honest here. Like, there would be fans that won't get mad if Chen ran away.
Yeah, there will be. Of course, there will be.
Yeah, there will be some mad, but some people won't be, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, she's so lucky. I wish." Like,
I wish he would impregnate me, you know?
Yeah, I wish he did that to me. Like, oh my god, that is so
you
fucked
have
up.
no idea. Like,
that's not the problem here.
And let's be honest. And also the Seungri incident. Like, there are so many evidences that he did it, and people are gonna be
enabling.
I've read comments that said, "Oh, she's so lucky.
Didn't
They're
do
so
anything
lucky."
wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong. Like, girl, please read. Learn how to fucking read. Reading saves a lot of lives. Honestly, it saved mine twice already. Please.
You know, to be honest, like, I wasn't really, like, so caught up with the Seungri incident. I was more caught up with
There's a lot of apologists.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really apologizing for it. I just didn't really care that much. But don't get me wrong, it's super bad. Like, it's super bad.
Honestly, it hurt my heart when I first heard the news. But seeing the comments, I got so mad. Like, whoa, if this dude, I'm sorry, trigger warning. If this dude raped your child or like your sister, you'd get mad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, in general, right?
I think why people think that rape isn't that bad, especially when it comes to K-pop idols, is because they're an idol. Like, and it doesn't affect them. Like, if it happened to you, you'd get mad. If it happened to someone else, you won't get mad. You'd say that, wow, she's so lucky. Some people think like that. Like, wow. Imagine having a brain like that. Imagine having a shitty brain like that. Like, that's a shitload of crap that you're thinking. I think you should donate your brain to UP Diliman for them to practice and for research. So that
Alrighty.
Oh god.
Well, in that sense, in that note rather, we're gonna go on our last commercial break. When we come back, more of the show. This is Julia, Jason, and Yuuki for the Kingdom Podcast. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
What's up, simps? How many of you guys use Spotify as your main music or podcast player? On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite songs or shows, this show included, and choose over a variety of artists and podcasters for your listening pleasure. So don't forget to download Spotify on your smartphones, and in the process, follow me on social media so that you'll know when the Kingdom Podcast will be on air. That's Yuukmeister on Twitter and Instagram. See you there.
Hey podcasters, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.
Welcome back to the podcast. Again, we're recording this on the 2nd of July. This is Yuuki, Julia, and Jason for the Kingdom Podcast. We're doing this. This is the first time that we're doing an off-air episode. And, we're just trying it out. We want to give out as much content out there as possible. So, again, we're going to do this once every week. So we're going to post out 2 episodes per week. One is an off-air episode, and then one is the live episode, which will be happening on the weekend. But we'll be releasing this episode on the weekends probably, because it will be available on Spotify and Anchor and wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're also available on Google Podcasts if you guys are using Google Podcasts as your medium for listening on the show. And also, before we get to our topic, I'd like to tell you guys that you can donate on the podcast for as low as 99 cents on the Anchor website that we have. So if you want to, support the podcast in a small monetary way, every cent will count for us to keep the show going. So you can go to anchor.fm/kingdompodcast/support. Again, follow us on Twitter at @KingdomPodcast_. My account at Eatmeister. For Julia, it's at Lenalia and at Riyadh.
Nice. So, left,
fuck. I feel like I feel like I need to write a script for things like that, so that I don't stutter. Yeah, I'll probably write a script next time. Anyway.
Nico. Ano to Nico.
Okay, Julia.
So that the anime community won't hate me. I love Nico. Yeah.
I love Nico too, especially when she's Momo. Nicotine. Also, Julia smokes, guys. Newsflash.
No, I don't. I'm asthmatic, but my crush smokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you had a boyfriend that smokes, or a partner that smokes? You had.
Yes. And he would get mad if I was near him when he's smoking because I'm asthmatic, and he's gonna be like, "No, go away!"
Kiss me like I'm
No, I don't kiss him after he smokes.
So 10 minutes after. Mag-polo ka muna dyan. Max muna, Max.
No, I'm very hygienic. Hindi mahalata, but I'm very hygienic.
Toothbrush ka muna mga 10 times.
Yeah, I actually say that. And I actually have these pocket mints that I carry around, and
for
I
him?
give him 1 or 2. Yeah.
Wow, you're such a kind girlfriend. That's insane.
Yes.
You carry around mints for your smoker boyfriend. That's insane. I love it. So yeah, going back to the topic that we had earlier, we got cut off because the recording, only lasts for 30 minutes, and we try and have segments of the show per minute. So that's what we're trying to do right now. But I have an Audacity recording just in case that the recording on the browser fails. But anyway, moving on. Nico. I love Nico when she's Momo. Quote me on that. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about Momo. And how Momo and Hichol is such an amazingly attractive couple.
Sila pa rin?
Right,
They're
yes.
still together?
Yes. They're so attractive. I don't find Hichol as a poster figure for what a man should look like. I don't mean that in any sort of degrading way. It's just that, he's so attractive. He's attractive. That's it. But you see them together as a couple. They're so attractive looking. It's insane. Sadly, we don't see them as a couple in public. We don't have the Hyuna Dawn kind of vibe to the idol industry. That's why I like P Nation. P Nation just lets them do what they want to do. You have creative freedom when it comes to your songs. You want to promote in the certain aspect. You want to go. That's what Jessie was talking about, on a podcast. She told us that Psy just lets her do her thing. You want to go to the U.S., just go to the U.S. Have a break.
Yeah.
I like P Nation. I like it as an agency. Yoja. Yeah.
CEOs should follow Psy or P Nation's way of handling people. For example, Big Hit too. Yeah.
Big Hit too, right. Big Hit is such a staple in the community. You know, like I was thinking, like, can you imagine Blackpink signing into P Nation? How they would produce their songs, like under that label, like
They probably, I don't know about their abilities, but they still probably need a producer. But they can do co-write stuff, right?
yes, exactly. Because
Like-
Psy had already written a lot of songs for like ever very different idols. Like it's nuts, and plus they have that. Meron din naman silang ano eh. Like they have that.
What?
Julia left and then came back.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm sorry. My net isekai. Yes, I've been transported to the dimension of Nico Yozawa. Nico. I'm like
Jesus
this in real
Christ.
life. I'm very like this. I'm so sorry to all the listeners.
What? I love Nico ni. Especially if she's Momo. That's my third time saying that, sorry. So,
Yes.
yeah, like, going back, like, I just imagine, like, Blackpink signing into, like, such a free label, which is P Nation. Like,
Yeah.
I guess,
Any
like,
at
Psy...
this
I
point,
think they'd, yeah. I
probably
think
not
the
let
girls
this-
would get tattoos like Yuna did. Because
Yeah.
when Yuna had tattoos, I think when she had her first tattoo, people like got mad and they were like, diba?
Why
Bruh.
can't K-pop fans be like Mumus? You know, like Mumus are normally just
now you're
Yeah,
igniting
it's
the
true.
fire.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's true.
I mean,
No, I'm gonna help ignite that fire. It's true. Why can't most people do that?
I'm
Like,
not
for
saying
example,
like I'm just saying
I
like
mean,
K-pop
yeah,
fans
they're
in
good-
general. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
specifying
They're a good
any
most
kind of.
K-pop fans. Most K-pop fans.
Yeah, I just
Have you
feel like
seen that Blink struggle tweet where she said like, "Oh my God, does Blackpink support LGBTQ plus? I don't want to cancel my old group."
whoa,
Oh
no
my
way,
God.
really?
Yeah.
That is so
That's
shitty.
nuts.
That's a stupid brain you have
You
there.
know,
You
you-
should go
guys,
donate
you should-
it.
No, it's probably just the culture. She was wearing
Yeah.
a hijab in the
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's that, then yeah, we can't contend with that.
it's
It's a religious kind of
religion
thing.
based.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also
that's not.
problem with Christians.
Yeah, that's not something
not,
that we touch
you
here
know.
in the podcast, you guys. I don't like touching religion,
No,
and I feel
no.
like religion is such a
I'm
sensitive topic.
touch it then. Yeah. And if
Okay, I love the fact that
They're-
you're cutting out. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're probably
Yes.
you're probably saying something very.
Yes, I am the Macne. I am above all. Listen to me. I'm actually the spoiled one.
Yeah, she's the spoiled
team.
one in the team. Yeah,
Yes, I'm the spoiled one.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
we're not gonna touch into the religion aspect of it. It's just that it's probably
Yeah, it's just the culture.
Yeah, it's probably the culture. But when it
Yes.
comes to like the K-pop culture, like the community culture, that's what we were talking about. We were tackling at the start of the show. Like we need to
being maturing.
mature
with
about it and mature with your idols. If Chen is expecting to become a father, you don't need to expect as well. You just have to
Like you can be a
accept
good
it.
and support him.
Yeah, because you love. How do we love idols? Like I imagine that we get to know the idols not only based on their songs, right?
Yeah.
It's their variety shows, it's their guestings, it's their. And if you feel like you love them dahil nakikilala mo sila dun sa shows, you see
being
them
a
on the
person.
shows
You
as
like
being a
them
person.
being a person.
Yeah, and why
You
can't you
should
accept the fact that
support
they're
them.
human?
Support
Yeah.
their decisions too.
Exactly.
Like they're the ones
Unless
who run their
it's
lives,
really
not
bad.
you.
Yeah, unless it's really
Yeah.
bad, right?
Like the song we won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Eki
bad.
Su-
And also,
Orb.
I remember this time when Jungkook and Jimin from BTS revealed their tattoos. A lot of people got mad and like
Really?
super
I
mad.
thought
Yeah.
they would be supportive
Because I think
about it.
BTS had this cutesy concept, diba? Like, I
Really?
forgot what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot if it was cutesy or not. Or like, let's say it's like a pure boy something concept. I forgot.
This is what I love about.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. This is what I love about the Mumu culture, right?
Yeah, like a lot
Rian
of
can get a
people.
freaking sleeve, and like 90% of the mumus would be super
And
supportive about
most
it.
yeah.
I mean, she has a ton of tattoos. How many
Well,
tattoos does
yeah.
she have now, Julia?
I forgot. I think it's 12 or more.
Fucking A, right? 12 tats.
I think she's gonna. She got at least like 2 or like 3 last month. Like wow.
Guys, I have 4, and she doubles that, triples that even. Like if she has 12.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'll check. Wait.
don't quote her on that. But like she has a lot of tattoos, and that's not really like degrading in any sort of capacity, and people should not look at it like that. Sad life, K-pop life. Like I feel like that's what we were talking about. Like Jason, because Jason and I had like a very deep and meaningful like a couple of weeks ago when like a certain episode received some flack when it comes to how I delivered things, and I didn't feel apologetic about it. What I felt apologetic about it was that I felt apologetic due to the fact that I didn't like
feel apologetic.
No, but I didn't like progress with the community as much as I wanted to. Because back then, when I started SLR the podcast, right, it was very controversial. We were still doing this crap. But like compared to the topics that I had back then, comparing it to now is like super tame compared to that. I'm not saying that it's tame, but compared to the topics that I had back then, dude, I was even talking about like we had like a topic like did Song Ji-yo like ever had sex with any of the Running Man members? Like things like that where like if you think about it, it's very controversial, very like I feel like that would be like grounds to freaking really hate me and really hate the podcast. But then again, like people are like into it, like not really into it, but they're conversing
They're
with the topic.
afraid of showing it.
Yeah, they're afraid of showing it, but they're into it. They're listening. Like where people were listening at the time, we had more listeners probably. Well, we have more listeners now on
I
like
don't think that's
an
a
episode
controversial
basis.
topic.
But then like it's a sensitive topip if you think about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But so comparing it to now, like I feel like back then we had more like sense-inducing topics compared to now. So that's why Jason and I like had that deep and meaningful because of that certain episode. And like he put up stellar points. Like I'm gonna like acknowledge that and follow that because he produces the show, he makes the show run. It's just that like I felt apologetic not because of what I said or what I did. I felt apologetic because I didn't progress with the community because I stopped doing the podcast for 3 years, and in that 3 years I wasn't as updated to K-pop, sadly, as I am now. And that's why I didn't progress with it. Like, if ever that you call that progressing, where nothing really changed at all. I just feel like I've changed in such a way where I'm more careful with my words now. But then in that episode, like some people didn't think that I'm careful when it comes to like how I said it. So in that sense, I felt bad that I didn't know that we progressed as a community that way, because I feel as a person I've progressed, but then like the community still fears that kind of R18 like conversation when it comes to their K-pop idols.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, I've noticed this because R18 is actually more popular on like Wattpad.
Yeah,
fanfiction,
right.
Wattpad.
And then
AOT.
it's a whole different.
Hey, don't judge me. I used to make a living out of
Yeah,
those.
no. I'm
Yeah,
not.
No,
That's not a
yeah,
bad
yeah.
thing.
It's
That's not a
just-
bad thing.
It's just
think-
why is it allowed on certain areas and why isn't it not allowed on
Like on certain platforms,
medium?
right? Yeah, exactly.
Or
I think
at
it's
least
because
for
you can
conversations,
control-
right?
You can control it. You can
But-
control it. Unlike
but-
on Twitter. Like forever. Like,
Bruh,
for
talk to
example,
me.
I follow
Talk to
this
me.
dude.
Talk to me if you haven't like done crap to yourself or done crap with other people. You know, I mean, that's so hypocritical. It's nuts.
It's like What?
I feel like it's so hypocritical. I feel like it's very hypocritical when it comes to that.
Like, we accept this, but it's like we can't accept
Why
that.
can't you as a fan, you're having sex with your partner. You're having sexual acts with other people. You're doing it on Skype and whatnot. But why can't you accept the fact that when your idol does it, like it's supposed to be a bad thing?
But at the same time, they accept, in fiction.
Right. Smart
fictional
fanfics. Smart fanfics. Right. SNSD has a lot of smart fanfics. You should read them. It's a good read.
You're gonna have a field day with BTS once.
I mean, no, because I'm not in the boy-to-boy thing. That's not me being homophobic. It's just that, like, I love the LGBTQ.
You're just straight.
Yeah, I'm just straight. I mean, but
if it's your thing, go for it.
But yeah, I mean, girl to girl, why not? SNSD, freaking A. Hell yeah. You can go to Smut. You can search for them. Like, if you haven't read Smut fanfics, it's a good read. And if Jason feels
good,
like,
but it's still real people if you think about it.
Yeah, and they would feel very offensive. Yeah, they would take offense on that. I feel like as idols, they would absolutely.
If they don't, they still find it weird if they take it properly.
That's a weird, not a topic.
Yeah,
but that's a weird thought, Jason. Imagine, like, sorry, Julia, let me cut you off. But imagine, like, they're okay with reading smut fanfics, right? Like, their idols having sex with each other. But when you talk about it apart, like, outside of that context, but still in the very sexual kind of way, they take offense on that as fans.
I mean,
it's nuts.
If it's in that way, they probably but there's still
fiction. Okay,
it's mind-boggling.
No, like, imagine those thirsty tweets.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of attention.
Yes. And then
but you want to advocate for
for them not being objectified in some sort of capacity.
But you want to,
but you support the smut
you
fanfics.
endorse. You endorse.
It's like, nuts.
Is it? Yeah. One thing that's weird then, when you're making fan fictions and it doesn't contain smut, people would get mad if you don't put it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've gotten hate when I first wrote my BS fanfic because of that. And
that's insane.
I
That's super insane.
I got a lot of hates. They were like, "No, you should have done this." I'm like, "Okay, I'll put it there." I put it there. They liked it. I was like questioning myself after.
Was it a smut fanfic or just a regular fanfic?
It wasn't actually a smut. It was supposed to be fluff. Yeah,
it's like fluff.
People forced me.
What's
to
a
put
fluff?
It there.
Sorry.
Just cute.
Fluff
okay,
is
cute.
Nothing depressing.
Okay. And then it progressed to like being a smut.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like smut fanfics are cool. Again, guys.
Yeah,
it's
they
a good
are
read.
cool, but I really,
in good taste, probably.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, pieces had some things like that. It's still,
it's well written.
It's in good taste.
Yeah, it's well written.
Taste.
Like you can't imagine.
But
like,
even for me, it's like there's still, if you want to go that way, right? There's still real people.
Yeah, but then like if it's okay with you, like if it's a smut fanfic is okay with you, why can't in real life you can't talk about that, right? I mean,
and it's also weird then, like, some people think now, for example, I write fanfics. Like, what I write, they think that this is what the idol is.
Yeah.
Some people are like that. Like, why?
I know.
I mean, it kind of does,
This is called
alter.
fiction. And like,
Fiction.
umuso rin yung mga stories ni Harry Styles. People were like assuming that he was bossy, rude, controlling. I'm like, yo.
Bruh.
Like, legit.
It's like one word for
yo,
you.
Man.
Bruh.
Omega, look.
Omega.
It feels it feels like the topic is very depressing. Is it a bit
No,
like?
I'm happy. I'm actually happy.
Yeah, I'm happy that we talked about it, but I feel depressed over the fact that we don't do something about it. Not us, not here in the podcast, but as a community, we don't acknowledge it.
Make it make sense.
Yeah,
make it make sense. Like if you want to,
if you hate someone with sense. If
Yeah.
if you want to
Sungri,
advocate
hate
for
him.
this, if you want to
Yeah.
advocate for this but let this slide, why don't we have let's talk
Yeah.
about it at least.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
let's talk
really
about it
weird.
without you being pressed about it. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys, it's 2020.
Can't do that,
We gotta progress with the times. It's COVID today. We're dying.
think-
We're flattening. We're not flattening the curve. We're all
At least here.
Yeah.
Within-
We're all dying and you're still concerned about your waifu, your K-pop husband that doesn't know that you exist.
Exactly.
Like-
I mean,
Get your priorities straight, for fuck's sake, please.
I love it. Get your
Yeah,
priorities say like, oh man. You guys, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good podcast episode for me. I feel like this is something that we as K-pop fans should definitely address. And again, we'd love to hear what your take on this is. So you can tweet us on Twitter at @KingdomPodcast_. We'd love to hear your side about it. Even if it's not like a live podcast episode, again, podcasts are not supposed to be live. Like we call it a podcast because it's on demand. Like we put it on demand. So this is basically like the natural way of doing a podcast, which is like just recording everything, talking about shit and everything in between. So if you guys, like this, we're going to do this twice a week. Again, one off-air episode and one on-air episode. We'll still be
Yes.
streaming live on Twitch. But in this case, because like I don't know when we're gonna post this, I'm not gonna tell you who the next guest will be, so we're not gonna talk about that like on like off-air episodes because we're gonna record it like ahead of time. So we still like as of right now we still don't know who's well, we already know who's gonna guest for like the coming days. That's BTSPH. But moving forward, we may record like another podcast episode for tomorrow. Like we don't know. So in that sense, like we're not gonna talk about
Yuuki's just gonna
eavesdrop on what they're talking about like on Discord, and I'm just gonna make content out of it. So that's how I'm gonna do it moving forward. They're not gonna know we're recording. So that's
don't be surprised that there's no breaks.
yeah, no breaks, ganon. Like ako na lang magde-deafen ako sa Discord. Like we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
Don't go away, guys. So yeah, in that sense, I mean, again, guys, like such a great podcast. I think everyone should listen to it, and everyone should be well aware of how the industry. We like as us three here in the podcast, the consumers should like
Yes.
act moving forward. I mean, it's insane. I mean,
Remember, you're just a fan.
just a
You're
fan.
not the wife.
Tanda mo
You're
na.
not the wife.
Sensitive ka pa rin.
Stop thinking like a boomer. Stop treating your idols like a baby.
Stop
Because they don't know you and you're probably older than them.
Stop treating your subordinates like
Or
a baby.
just-
Sorry.
Oh, you don't. I'm gonna report to Yuki because he made me add bots to the Discord channel. It tired the shit out of me.
Oh no.
I was like
Oh, no.
backing up the server and it wasn't working. I was gonna cry. I was gonna ask Kuya Yuki for help, but I didn't know. Then I remembered, hindi nga pala siya marunong mag-Discord. What am I gonna do?
Exactly. Like, I'd love to talk to you throughout it. Like, what are you doing? How are you doing there? But I can't do crap on Discord.
No, it's okay. It's okay nga na you didn't talk to me kasi I would have screamed pag nababaliw ako. Like, I'm gonna share something. I'm sorry, this is
Go.
about me na.
Yeah.
I was making 3 Discord servers in like last week. The first server got hacked. I was actually helping repairing it. I told it to Kuya Yuuki. The second one, it was for a group, and another one is for a gaming group. So like the second server, there were a lot of changes. We already made it, like already had the channels, but some of the moderators wanted to be lessened, like remove some of the roles, and okay. So I started again.
It's a difficult task.
I was on the verge of crying. Please be considerate of your workers, please, especially when they're doing it for free and got nothing from raffles. For free.
Wait lang. You guys are doing this for free. Is this a sign?
Yes, that's why I'm expecting something from you.
Oh no, Jason, you're the producer.
Microphone.
Jason.
Bake Mac.
Bake
Mac. Not even working.
Milk tea ka, Jason. Milk tea.
Game.
Oh, ang lapit-lapit lang ng Los Baños, Laguna.
Sa Manila.
Yeah.
Come visit me sa bahay namin if you have food, please.
Wait,
I'm hungry.
You're in college, right, Julia? Do you go to college there in UPLB?
Yes, I do. No, not in UP. I go to State College.
State College in LB.
Yes.
So you rarely go to Manila, or kapag may mga gathering pumupunta ka?
I go to Manila if there are events, hosting events, or like weddings, or like anime conventions, or like pag yung jowa ko taga Manila. Yun.
Pag inom wala.
Napunta din ako.
Wait, paano ang uwi?
Grab.
I drive or like
oh shit,
Grab.
man.
I drive or
Fuck,
commute.
man. Don't drive. You're not driving. Fuck me.
Yes.
It's like well,
no, I don't have a license then, but minsan kasi most of my friends kasi
let me go to
easily.
Let me drive sa expressway without having a license. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, and
that's Yuuki. That's Yuuki 2019.
Yeah. Like, my friends kasi, they get drunk easily. So, what I do is, if they pass out, I'm gonna get the license. I'm gonna show them. I'm like, he's drunk. He's passed out. I'm the only sane one here. So, yeah, let me pass for fuck's sake if you don't want it to be messy.
Yeah, but they're still not gonna let you pass. Anywho's, I guess that's the show. I mean, the recording's running out, like I said, because we're recording this, like, on staggered things, or on staggered
Stream
ways.
Maria.
So Stream Maria for Was's comeback. And again, thank you very much for listening to this off-air podcast episode. If you like more, please tell us on Twitter and on everywhere that you can see us. This will be available on Spotify. I just don't know when. Yeah, it's gonna be available for next week, like on at the start of basta on the 6th of July onwards. But yeah, that's the show. Thank you very much for joining us. If you like more, please tell us on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter again at Kingdom Podcast _ for Julia at Len and Leah, for Jason at Beyond the World, and at Meister for my account. Again, that's the show. Thanks for joining us. Have a safe day. And yeah, don't be a puss. Let's talk about sex. See you guys. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuuki.